Now then, people, good morning. Welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show. I hope you're all doing well. A little bit more chilled today. It's a bit like when the dust settles after we've done our post-match reaction and we do one the morning after. I just wanted to come on because ultimately we know how much of a shit show yesterday was. We know how bad things are and how difficult this season's just become because everyone else is stronger and improved, and I would argue we've not, have we? There's glaring issues in the forward area of the pitch. We're and I don't want to be disrespectful to the players that are here because it's not their fault, but on the right hand side we have Dan James and Aronson. We have to hope Okafor can do something. We have to hope Dominic Calvert-Lewin can do something. And we have to hope that Farke can pull a rabbit out of the hat. They've sent him to a sword fight with a butter knife. That's ultimately what's happened here. It's not on him. I hope people remember this. We've had they've just let us down, haven't they? That's the facts of it. They've let us down, and they know they've let us down. Poor Darko JB had to do his own goodbye tweet. The club hadn't even done that. Obviously, the new Adidas gear is out today. They hadn't even been able to promote that. The fucking yellow top's still sold out, mind. So they're doing something right. It's nice gear. Use the link if you can. I've not posted it out. I've not got any myself. So, yeah, I'm pissed off with it. It is what it is. And I don't think it's right to be posting it all over my social media, to be honest. That's the facts. But if you do want it, you know where the link is. But yeah, listen, we'll talk about the shit show that was yesterday. Be a little bit more calm on it and see if we can see the light at the end of the tunnel, the wood through the trees. Let's see if we can do that. At the end of the day, I mean, lies are being said. That doesn't. No, Robert. Sorry, I will respond here. I'm going to try and remain calm though, because I know I can. Joe, you said yesterday with Lockie and Dara. It wasn't yesterday, mate. It was the day before. That Harrison and Gruev are good enough. Yes, as squad options. I hadn't even mentioned either of them two players. I mentioned Dan James and Aronson, which is what I've maintained for the last week of the window, is that we need right-sided players. So I haven't just said here and said, because now you're saying 49ers have let us down. If they're good enough, we don't need any more players. Well, no, that's wrong again, Robert, because we don't need a left winger. That's why I said we don't need Solomon and we don't need a 6. Could have maybe done with the 6, but no. So what you've done there is taken your narrative that Harrison and Gruev are bad and tried to spin that round as though that's what I'm saying, but that's not what I said, is it? If you listen, I said the right side. I said the right side. I said James and Aronson. So not only are you getting your days wrong, you're also not understanding what I'm saying. So I don't know, maybe go clean out your ears and check your calendar, pal, before you start throwing shit. All right. So yeah. Ultimately, I felt going into it. I know some people were like, we need 3. I would have loved 3. I think 2 was a minimum. 2 was a minimum, but I just felt that we would get 1. I felt that. Just with the signing of Buonanotte, he's the right-sided player that can play in the middle. He's a right-sided player that can play in the middle, and then Harry Wilson also is a right-sided player that can play in the middle. So I always felt they were only going to get 1. Preempted that, which still we could argue isn't good enough. And then to not get none and to be embarrassed, like the club put in a deal sheet, right? The club put in a deal sheet, and Fulham are saying, "Well, we told them no. Like, what are you doing? I don't know." They told the reports are that they told us mid-afternoon that we weren't getting him. That could maybe explain the delayed flight, cancelled flight. And then, yeah, I think Leeds have just put a deal sheet in anyway. And Fulham have gone, well, what have you done that for? I don't believe it, if I'm honest. I don't believe it, and I'll tell you why I don't believe it. Because I'm sick of being spun a yarn. It stemmed even from the Bielsa era. At least when Ken Bates and Massimo Cellino shat on us. They shat on us in our faces. Ken Bates would tell us we're all numpties, and then, Cellino would be like, what you gonna do, huh? What are you gonna do? We're smoking big fags, you know what I mean? These lot, they do spin a yarn. They're happy to go in front of the sky cams and, say all this. Listen, Parag's the man that signed the checks, but he puts the people in the position. I wonder if it'd have been interesting to know if he had any input yesterday, if it was left up to Underwood and maybe Underwood will pay with his job. I don't know. Someone should. I think the unfortunate thing is, I'm a fan of the manager. I know not all of you are, but it'll be him who will end up paying for his job. It'll be him who will end up paying for his job. Yeah, at least Orta got players in. Fucking hell, who'd have thought that? Because Farke will, might struggle to get some results, and then the fans will want him gone. But it's not really his fault, man. Honestly, it's not. Of course, if he makes silly decisions, it is. But we have let him down. But not only that, they've let us down, right? They've let us down. They've let us down, which is annoying. I think what also is annoying for me is those that'll say, well, they tried, etc., and that's fine. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. But yesterday, I saw Sunderland sign 3 players. 3. All of a sufficient level. I saw Burnley sign players. We struggled to get one over the line. And I do not believe that you couldn't have got a deal done. And I'll tell you for why. Fulham will maybe willing to have a conversation about Adama Traore to Nottingham Forest. Adama Traore stayed put. That's an option. Yeah. Harry Wilson started the last game, came off the bench in the other 2. They signed 2, sorry. Tyreek George fell through, but they signed 2 wingers yesterday. Kevin, and they also signed Chukwueze and tried to get Tyreek George in. So they signed players. Yeah, I don't care about no PSR. Andy. They should have moved things around differently then. Don't spend 10 million on James Justin. I'd rather we'd have been light at fullback and use Sam Byram as opposed to not having really anything in the final third, and them's the facts. For me, anyway. That's just me. Because... yeah, well, the failure is to sell. Who was that on? That's also on them. They gave Darko JB away. They gave him away. They've literally give him away for no. Mez is still here. His whole... anything you'd have sold Melier for would have been a profit, except 4. Except 3.5. I don't know. But instead, you're still paying his wages for another year. And also, I'm not sure I fully am on board with the PSR. We have short memories as football fans, right? But we made the most in Europe last summer. The most of any club. We then spend in January, summer, fair. We don't spend anything in January because we would get... I reckon they're saving it. I remember that and telling people in January that was BS as well. And here we are. I don't believe that, Russ. I don't believe that, to be honest. I don't believe that. As much as we would like to say that business is business, I'm not going to lie to you, they'd probably accept the money. Solomon's gone Spain, and he's gone Villarreal, but even still, like Solomon, maybe we should have signed Solomon at the start of the window and then not got Okafor. I'm not too sure. It feels like Okafor fell into the lap. It's a good job we played AC Milan in Aviva, otherwise I don't think they'd have even got that fucking done. Genuinely. I want to have a look. Like I say, I just don't believe. So Leeds United deadline day move for Fulham's Harry Wilson collapses. So the narrative the club are saying is that it's Fulham's fault. That's what's being spun. It's Fulham's fault because we put in the deal sheet, but they didn't sign it. We signed our portion of the deal sheet. Lead sources speaking on the condition of anonymity indicated that Fulham portion of the document was not filled in before the window closed. Fulham sources, meanwhile, indicated the club had made it clear to Leeds well before the deadline that Wilson was not for sale. Wilson was not for sale. So we haven't added on deadline day to Farke's squad. We are perennial, terrible deadline day. Like this, though, for me, is worse than don't go to bed just yet. The manager has said after Newcastle, you know, we need personnel, otherwise it's going to be tough. We won't wave the white flag. But you've watched us this season, right? We've defended really well in the 2 games where we've got points. We've actually limited them to really low XG chances, but we've also not created nada. Without a penalty, we score 0 goal. Right? That is alarming. That is alarming. That the goals for without the penalty is 0 people. And these at the football club, I wanted to be calm, but I'm getting myself angry again. These at the football club have done nothing. Without a penalty, we have scored 0 goals. And you want to go away to Fulham. You want to go away to Wolves. Play Spurs. Expect us to score goals and get results. How can you get results if you can't score goals? It's going to be interesting to see what Farke says, but Farke protects them as well. Farke's not really one for coming out and going, you know, boom, boom, boom. He does it in a kind of way. But imagine that, 3 games, no open play goals, and we don't get anyone. I know it's not even on the strikers, it's about chance creation. At least when Calvert-Lewin's come on, he's got on the end of things because his movement's great. His finishing could leave a lot to be desired. He's like Bamford, right? He needs 3 and 4 chances. He's better than Bamford, but yeah, he's still the similar sort of profile and ilk. But oh man, aggressive. Like we could go through, we could do a highlight reel of all the words we heard. Aggressive, spend it all. You haven't spent it all. You told us you were gonna. This is where it doesn't make sense, folks. So don't let them spin a PSR yarn to you. Right? The club said they'll spend every available penny, right? And bid for monies and bid for Paixão. So where's that money now then? So that tells me you haven't spent every available penny. Have you? You lied. Again. Lies. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. So it's just it's annoying. It's annoying. It really is annoying. We have spent money. I'm not like but you said every penny. You said that. How can they want to increase the stadium? What for? The championship? Because we're going to give this club, we're different, all this sort of stuff. Yeah, we are different. We've had a shit window. I don't want to throw it all out of the bin because we've made some good acquisitions. But you're only as you're only as good as your most recent result, right? Like, you're only as good as your most recent period. That's football. It moves forward. No one's going to be asked if we get beaten the next couple of games, yeah, and don't score any goals that we signed, a player right at the start of the window. No one's asked. Yeah, but we did get some deals done at the start. I don't care. Again, we've gone through a game where we haven't created anything. That's going to be the narrative. That's not the manager's fault. That's not the manager's fault. Yeah, I hear you, Damar. He's the only one that excites me. And Goodmanson, to be fair. And Goodmanson. I know people disagree with me, but I was worried about Be-All and Bornow after seeing him against Sheff Wednesday's kids. It reminded me of Gulliver at centre-back. I know I got hammered for it, but we'll see. We'll see. Premier League's a different kettle of fish. So, yeah, that worries me. I think Be-All might be great in a 3. I know I've only shown him for a short period, but I think as a 2, I'm not sure. Maybe I'm wild, but we'll see. I wanted Stroud to start for Newcastle. I said that because I thought he was bad. But anyway, we move, right? Our best winger, and Lockie put this to me the other day. Michael, why do you do this to yourself? Maybe they're waiting till January. Why do you do that? Don't do it to yourself. I was told, in January, we were waiting because they don't trust the manager, or we're waiting till January so we can spend massive in Prem. Don't do it to yourself, man. Don't believe the yarn. But yeah, Jamie Lowe, yeah, this sort of saying Bogle is our best right winger. Start James Justin at right back and have Bogle on the right wing. Why not? He can actually beat a man. He can beat a man. You best hope, and this is where again and I say this to anybody that's watching, really. I mean, there won't be, but you better hope none of them new signings in that attacking area get injured. You better hope. Imagine we come back from the international break. Let's say, for example, listen, let's be honest. Okafor's injured already, and he was another against Sheff Wednesday. He looked shite. He was shite. Why we do this a couple of times? He did. Did he beat anyone? Nah. Just did what the wingers already do. We have to do bits in January, Matty. We have to. I was saying in a group chat I'm part of last night. January 1st, I want additions in door. But it might even be too late by then. Effective, he was shite. Okafor was shite. Tell me what he did. I tell you why people get shrouded by players like him, yeah? Because he does this. What did he actually do that was affected? Tell me against Sheff Wednesday what Okafor did that was effective, apart from get on the end of a pass that Pirro played through when the 10 actually turned for once instead of passing backwards and played it in. What did he do? Oh, he missed that chance. But tell me outside of that, other than this, what he did. Now, I know we're not adjusting it, but my point is, I'm not sure. All I'm saying is I'm not sure. I'm not sure. That's all I'm saying. I'm not sure. So my point is, this is why, as well, this is why tricky players like the F2 are not footballers. Do you know what I mean? Because there's more to football than that. But anyway, let's hope he does good. Matthew Law says, sorry, got to go, can't listen to another day of wine. That's fine then, mate. Put your head in the clouds. It's cool. You don't have to be here. Thank you, though, for coming in, but you don't have to be here. My point is, forget that. Okafor, I've seen him for a bit. He might be amazing, right? You are right, Charlie. It's one game, 100%. But my point here is, and this is where it's alarming. You can call it whining, but it really is alarming. Listen, who am I to judge a winger? I said Somerville was Jan Paveda 2.0. I am not the guy, right? I love that, Jim. I'm not the guy, but it is what it is. You better hope that them 3 players that came to a grand old sum of 15 million, Metche, Calvert-Lewin, and Okafor, better not get injured. Because then what? If I'm being honest, the attack for me is worse. Is that mad to say? And what I mean by that, for the Championship, admittedly we've stepped up, but for the Championship, our attack, Ramazani, Solomon, Nonto, James, Pirro, Bamford, Joseph, it's like much stronger, right? But then we go up, I would argue it's much of a muchness. What's changed? Has it got better? Does it make you go, whoa, has it? Not really. And admittedly, the step up, but what have we got? Jake says, why didn't we get Solomon? We have Okafor, right? They've opted for Okafor. If he's a busted flush, then yes, we can come back to this. But he might not be. But the main, this is what I swear to God, the 49ers, Adam Underwood, whoever it is, you've got to hope. You have got to hope that they don't get injured. Can you imagine the fan base? And rightly so. I will be doing it, right? I speak on here. If we come back, the first game back, we got Fulham, we've got a press conference, and Farke goes, yeah, Okafor's, he pulled up in training, or yeah, Metche still carrying something. The shit will hit the fan. I'm talking chasing Chelino in taxi vibes. That's what I'm thinking, because that is a real worry. And we're right to worry about that, folks. We are right to worry about it. Because if we go on and we actually have a look at each of these individual players, their injury record's brutal. That's why we've got them. Otherwise, we don't get Calvert-Lewin. Now, Okafor isn't out for long periods, but last season, Noah Okafor had 6 separate injuries. 6 separate injuries. Muscular problems, fever, lumbago, calf muscle tear, muscle problems, muscle fatigue. He's played 60, 70 minutes for Leeds and he's out. So that's another one. Right? So again, that's scary. That is a worry. And it doesn't stop there. We can go to 23-24. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 injuries. Head injury, muscle fatigue, hamstring muscle injury, unknown injury. What are his muscles made of cheese strings? I don't know. Season before that, 1, 2, 3, 4 separate injuries. Toothache. Is he taking piss? If a player came to me and said, I got toothache, I say, you put some fucking Bonjela on it and get on that footy pitch. But toothache, muscle problems, foot bruise, this guy might be weak as piss. Metatarsal fracture. I'll give him that one. What happened to back in the day when they just used to give him cortisol? There you go. Bang that in your tooth. Get on that pitch. You kidding? Fuck off, man. You can't. Jay, you're a funny mate. So that's my concern. I'm having a bit of fun, yeah. Toothache is bad. I can't lie to you. I've had enough of it, man. But that is a worry, right? That is alarming. So then if Noah got injured, then we've literally got the same wingers we had in the Championship. And I would argue worse because you're missing Solomon and Ramazani. So on the wings, we have brought in one addition, Noah Okafor. Jack Harrison's back. I like Jack. Listen, I do. Not a lot of the fan base do, but I don't mind Jack Harrison. I think he can give us something as he showed in Newcastle. If we look at Lucas Mecha now, yeah? So again, this is... It's a really difficult name to spell, I won't lie to you. You get this, N-M. An M. Lucas Mecha. Again, a free. We got him on a free because of his injury history, right? So Mecha, 3 injuries last season. Abductor pain, fitness. Season before that, 3 injuries. Hamstring injury, fitness, knee injury. What's fitness? What's that injury? Season before that, again, 3. Knee problems, patella tendon tear, knee problems. So we've got a guy whose muscles are made of cheese strings and a guy who needs a bionic knee, right? So injury issues. And my problem is, like, the real issue here is, and I'm not berating these players, but the club must be praying. They must be. Like, what happens if one of these breaks down? The attack is worse than it was in the Championship. And we don't even really need to speak about Calvert-Lewin because we all know the issues there, right? We all know the issues there. We are in a place of hoping and praying that, yeah. And like you said, John, 100%. If PFR was the issue, sell. Let's be honest, someone would have bought Ramazani, someone would have bought Joseph. That's true. Now, we're not talking about if that's the right decision or not. I don't want to get into that debate because we'll do that to death, right? We know this. But if PSR was an issue, then you would have had the opportunity to sell these players. Look, at the end of the day, we could list a host of targets we know we were serious about, and Adam Underwood has failed to get them over the line and has made us look a laughing stock in the process, has left us light. This is his fault. This is his fault. It's funny, we saw a tweet. Lucy Ward, actually. You might have seen it. When he was announced, she put like a shocked emoji face. Now, Lucy Ward would have worked with him, obviously, because she would have been in and around the football club, right? I don't know. I remember Lucy Ward, she talks about how Tom Kearney and saying, no, this guy's a player, you need to give him time. And obviously we never, and we know what happened with Tom Kearney. He ended up being a Premier League footballer. And he always used to score against us, right? So obviously she might have been there similar sort of times, but she was like, what? And that tweet's been picked up. She knew. She obviously knew ahead of the game. No, Underwood is not still cooking. Underwood doesn't give me wood. I need the blue pill, man, to even talk about Underwood. Splinter wood. I like that one. Dead wood. Dead food. Just whatever. I don't think Mitrovic is because he's not out of contract. Brownhill, I don't know what's going on with him. I thought he was going Wolves. Hakim Ziyech, 100% I would take him. Let's have a look. Josh Brownhill. Let's see what's been said. The Josh Brownhill situation is stupid, going from near player of the season, rejecting new contracts, making him the highest earner, then allegedly rejecting huge contracts at Wolves and Leicester, still with no club. What on earth is he waiting for? Yeah, Josh Brownhill is still a free agent. This was an hour ago. West Ham fans are saying, would you take him? He's probably played a blinder. Waiting until windows shut. He's probably phone's getting blown off the hook. He's thinking, Josh Brownhill has turned down moves to Wolves and Leicester, decided against renewing his contract with Burnley. What is he holding out for? Who remembers the Joe Donahue article where he said he's excited by the fucking Leeds project? Go get it. If he is, if that's true, give him it. Graham, give him it. Not my money. Not my money. We need something. Because it's all good if, you know, it's all good if, what if a player gets injured, then what? You know what I mean? Just give him the fucking money. Player targeting Premier League and admires Leeds project. That was his exact words in Joe Donahue. I don't know what that is, but it doesn't, Bobby. It doesn't, but it gives us someone that can play in an advanced area. He's played in the 10 before, more so than what someone like Hamer has, for example. He has played in the 10 before. I mean, he was the second championship top scorer behind Pirro. I don't mind the signing of Josh Brownhill, to be honest. And I think we'd all be hyped with it. Hakim Ziyech, he's played in the Premier League. And Brownhill's better than Hamer, for example. So if you can still get him, admittedly, he's played more predominantly as an 8, but he has played in the 10, even as a second striker. And we saw he can get goals. We saw he can take a set piece. So if he's available, then I don't want to hear about the list again. Don't want to. Yeah, Dele Alli, no, folks. Dele Alli is not the same people that the same player. Like, please. He scored 18 goals and got 6 assists. Brownhill is better than Hamer. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. I mean, the numbers can tell you that straight out of the gate. What do you mean? Leeds have tweeted. What have they said? From Astana to Swansea, 10 Leeds players are set to represent the national teams. Fuck off. Fuck off. No beds, man. No beds. No, he's not. I mean, football's about opinions, but okay, he's not for me, okay? Not for me. Yeah, I agree, Mark. But football's about opinions, but okay, then he's not better than Hamer. Okay. The numbers will tell you that in itself, but football's about opinions, folks. We won't get into that. Thanks for the signing. You're brave. Knobheads, feck off rats. Read the room, you wankers. Stop tweeting, cowards. There's all sorts, man. You can imagine what it's like. Yeah, go get Ziyech. Why not? Yeah, I guess you're right. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who's better because we probably won't get either, will we? So it doesn't matter. No, I'm not chucking a comment down, mate. Danny says, good morning. As you make your way into work this morning, remember you won't have a day as bad as our former youth coach did yesterday. Who needs Edu, Monchi, or Andrea Berta? We have the man that scouted the likes of Robbie Gotts, Ollie Casey, and Alfie McCalmont. Oh. Bobby says, I'd be happy with Brownhill. I don't know if CH is good enough for the Prem. I mean, he's played there for Chelsea, man. I don't know where he's been playing his football since he left Chelsea. But he can play in the 10 on the right and could take a set piece. This is again very true. Yeah, listen. This is the finesters on the way out. Yeah, on the way out, Hammond and Kinnear of proper finesters. So what will make us better? Ooh, tell you what. We'll tell him that he knows what he's doing. Go on, aye. See if we can get it over like Parag. Underwood, really? Yeah. Oh, sound. That's brilliant, though, Danny. You bang on. I don't think he is, mate. Is he? Oh, that club in Turkey and Saudi. Is that where he's been at? Fairs. Oh, I thought they were going to lose their place there. Turns out Grimsby Town fielded an ineligible player against Man United. They should forfeit the match and give us the win. Look at the Man United fans in the chat. Try to get it. Fuck off. Yeah, I don't know if Smart Anthony back in Real Betis, 21 million money went for. They paid 90 for him. At least it's not as bad as that. Have the heck, man. Have the heck. He loves doing interviews when it's all positive, man. He loves to. There were radio silence after the summer when they were talking Farke going. Do you remember? Then when they decided to keep him, he was like, "We always wanted to keep him." Oh, I couldn't wait to broke his neck to get in front of Sky cameras for Everton game. Give me it. Like Radrazani used to. We're in the Premier League. Remember Radrazani? And Radrazani did an interview talking about us being a Champions League club. Jesse Marsham, one of the best academies in Europe, Champions League club. They love it. But where are they when shit hits the fan? Where are they when shit hits the fan? We should have had one. Oh no, embarrassing, mate. Do you know what? It's my guy as well. It was Gruev. Did anyone see this? This is hilarious. This had me in stitches, to be fair. So he always does good tweets, to be fair to him. I'm gonna show you some tweets actually that had me tickled. Fake tales of San Francisco echo through the yeah, Rad's WhatsApp beat. Mad, innit? I'll show you these. So this was a belter. That one. Adam Underwood spending the day making sure Gruev's heat map was perfect. That was a banger. If you didn't see that. And there was this as well. Fake tales of San Francisco echoed through the air. So funny, man. So funny. So yeah. Yeah, go in peace, Daniel. Listen, Daniel will not wave the white flag, and neither will we. Neither will we. We march on, don't we? At the end of the day, we march on together. We've got 2 tough away games. 2 tough away games coming up with Fulham. You know Harry Wilson's going to score. You know Harry Wilson's going to... Harry Wilson will score. I think we'll struggle against Fulham. Especially they've got new signings, Kevin, Chukwueze. God. Rodrigo Muniz, that's a good shout. I forgot about him as well. John Shaw says, you're acting like kids who didn't get what they want for Christmas. Yeah. Well, we're just adults that didn't get the teams and players that we wanted. Yeah, that's fine. I fully expect the players we have to improve and keep us up. They may do. They may do, John, but that's fine, bro. Can I ask you, like, what happens if they get, if we get an injury to the 3 injured players in the final third? You still think they'll be all right? Like, I think there has to be a level of critical thinking and not, I'm going to keep my head in the clouds. Ultimately, this is a fucking Premier League, man. There were some fans at the start of the window, and they know themselves that would go, we shouldn't be bothered about all these other teams. Then by the end of the window and the shit show that it that it ended good. You know what? Yeah. Even the most, like supporter, hardened club can do no wrong would say, nah, they've dropped the ball, man. This is bad. This is bad. But it is what it is, John. Like, everyone's entitled to their opinion. And like Kershaw says, you might be right. But if not, we are down. Right. But thanks, You mentioned it, Garbage. I genuinely thought we'd get one. People wanted 3. They wanted a 9. They wanted a right winger and a 10. When we tried to sign Buonanotte, that's killed us, by the way, because Buonanotte would have been perfect. We still wouldn't have got any on deadline day then, because I think they were only after a right winger that can play in the 10. What this also does as well, it hamstrings us tactically, because we have to play 4-3-3 now. We can't play 4-2-3-1, because if we want to play 4-2-3-1, it means Pirot or Aronson goes in the 10. It's not good enough. We know this. Struggled against Chef Wednesday's kids, for fuck's sake. So, yeah, Farke wanted to, Jason, as well, yeah. But this hampers us, because it means we can't go into a 4-2-3-1. We will have to play 4-3-3. So even when we're expected to be the aggressor, for example, the 4-2-3-1, you're looking at Pirot in the 10. But that's where we're at, though, Dave. That's what I'm saying. So when people are saying, oh, we'll all be fine, I'm like, I'm not down for this come by our shit. Well, I don't think we will be. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Any away game in the Premier League's rock hard, mate. Rock hard. But then again, even now, right? So Ellen Road has to be a fortress, and it's proving to be the case right now. I speak to Wolfie. 1 win away all season. It ain't that deep to lose away, and we will struggle. But at home, when the onus is on us, we're now hamstrung a little bit, because we can't go into a 4-2-3-1. We can't change things tactically. Yeah, let's hope DCL stays fit, because I'm telling you now, I think we use our. I think as a fan base, if one of them signings, one of the 3, get injured, they're gonna be. It's gonna be bad, but they have no one to blame but themselves. Can you imagine we come back from international break and one of them's got injured? Then what? Oh my God. Thanks, mate. What would you be happy points-wise in the next 3? Is Spurs after them 2, or is it a home game against Bournemouth? Yeah, it's a home game against Bournemouth, isn't it? Be long, Fulham away. We never do well in London. We might struggle. We actually have a good record against Wolves, but again, it's away. And Bournemouth at home. The Bournemouth that run Liverpool close. The Bournemouth that beat Spurs. And the Bournemouth, they won the week before, I think. You might be looking at 2 points. 2 points. 3 would be amazing. 3 would be amazing. Yeah, Chris, I do worry about that, mate. Like, Bournemouth are a different kettle of fish. Adoni Ariola's a top coach. So that'll be rock hard. Fulham, I can't see us beating Fulham. Their defence is fucking decent, Joachim Anderson, Calvin Bassey. Listen, Calvin Bassey is an absolute animal. I watched like a lot of content and stuff, but there's this short of like who's the hardest player in the Premier League to like get around. And bear wingers say Calvin Bassey, because he is massive and strong like bull. We have Dan James and Aronson going up against him. Yeah, that's going to be long. So I I think Fulham will be hard, if I'm honest. And we know Muniz now, Wilson, they'll probably score the beaters. Wolves, we have to hope for 3 points. Otherwise, this is what I'm saying now. Wolves went and got a striker, Strand Larsen, staying put. You know, they're staying put. So if we lose to Wolves after, say, getting a point or even losing at Fulham, the league suddenly looks totally different. And we've not taken our opportunity to strengthen and move quick, and we start to tumble genuinely. Because before the international break, West Ham won 3-0 against Forest. They brought in some players. They're ready to go. Brought in a new centre-back. They brought in the midfielder. Boom, let's go now. And then Bournemouth. I mean, Bournemouth are different gravy, man. Bournemouth are different gravy. Then we have another international break. Not before playing Tottenham, though. Ooh. Yeah. Anyway, listen, folks. Yeah, no, David, 100%, mate. 100%. It's probably the best time in recent years for a newly promoted side or two to stay up. Exactly. We can't. And we fucking dropped the ball. You're bang on the money, mate. And I've been saying this. Oh, you're a Sunderland fan. You haven't dropped the ball. You smashed it, G. But we have dropped the ball massively. Honestly, I obviously if it's irreplaceable, but I've said I want Sunderland to stay up. But Sunderland's team's different gravy, you know. Genuinely. Their squad can now chat to teams in the Premier League. Ours cannot. And I'm not being dramatic. It cannot. Maybe we could chat to Bournemouth, but even still, they've got match winners. Not Bournemouth, sorry, Brentford. Because they had a terrible window as well. They've lost Visser, they lost the keeper, they lost, yeah. But Sunderland, man. My mate's a Sunderland fan, Matt Gregory, big up, Matt. And he put a video on of them after the game at the weekend, and they were singing, I can't help falling in love. They're like Xhaka, their captain, and all this, and I just watched it and I thought, and they've added to that. They're going to do it with ease. Time will tell, mate. I'm really proud of our recruitment team. Makes such a difference from the last time we were here. But even if we go down, I'm glad we tried, which is all I could ask for. Boom. Boom. That's it. I don't know. It's going to be long in it, folks. But yeah, listen, I'm going to be back, like now, it's chill because I don't have to be near my house or out like that. So I'm going to go out for a bit now. Because obviously the transfer window's shut. I did just want to do this video though. But the majority of the other shows are going to remain, keep regular. So I'll be doing a show tonight with my man, Wolfie. We'll just review the window, me and Wolfie dog. So me and Wolfie will be doing the red and white rant tonight at 8 o'clock. So make sure you join us. Wolfie's a great content creator. We have a good laugh. We'll talk about how good Forest's window was, how Liverpool have completed football, and yeah, and how Leeds are in the mud. But yeah, listen, thanks. Yeah, he is, mate, but he's the only one. Anyway, peace out, folks. Big up to those that super chatted. Have a good day. I'm off to walk off a bridge. I'm joking. Peace out.